I took some pictures yesterday, and you'll see those. But these are the foam pieces that were inside the plastic bags. And I marked these. This is the driver's side, and this is the passenger side. This is the form that they kept after removing them from the car. I don't know they'll ever go to their original shape, but you can see this one was actually smashed in there like this, and this one kind of kept its form, except it got folded over right there. And these are right in that spot directly underneath here. There's like a triangle, and those go inside there. I got curious, I didn't know what was going on. This one, the driver's side one, the plastic had mold or whatever it was, dirty water on it. It was very squishy, so I pulled it out to discover that the bag that this was in was filled with water, so I pulled it out. And I've been letting it dry since yesterday. It's still not completely dry. I don't want to apply any heat to it. Kept it next to a fan. So now what I'm going to do, since I don't know why they're in there the way that they are, but what I'm going to do is wait for them to dry, and I'm going to use not a vacuum sealer, I'm going to use a heat sealer and put these back in the bags. The reason why I'm not using a vacuum sealer is because I don't want to compress them. I just want them back in the bags, and I'll use that heat sealer to seal them inside the bags and then put them back in. And I'll try to put this one back in the way it was supposed to be. This one's still, you can see there's still water in it because it's showing up there. These are the two foam pieces. This is the one for the passenger side, this one for the driver's side. And these are sealed in a thermoplastic. They're not vacuum sealed. I didn't vacuum seal them because then they wouldn't do what they're supposed to. But one thing I did realize is that in order to get them in, what I'm going to have to do is put a tiny hole at the bottom to squeeze the air out so that I can get these small enough to put them back where they go. Because if I leave the air in them completely, I won't be able to get them in. And by putting the hole at the bottom, it's going to be less likely that water will travel up. If I put a hole up at the top, then any water that gets in there can start to fill this up again like it was before. This is a roll of the thermoplastic. The sealer is in the house, and I made multiple seals on each one to hopefully prevent too much water from getting back in these. If you do decide to rebag these foam pieces, just be prepared that it's going to be very difficult to put in. It takes a lot of patience, and then you do have to have a hole in the bag at the bottom, otherwise it's going to be very difficult to get these in. And you don't really want to use anything to push these in other than your hands. And then if you buy the thermo bags, make sure you get them thick enough so you're not pushing your fingers right through the plastic, because then you basically would be right back where you were. I really thought these bags need to be airtight when I put them in, but as you can see, if I leave all that air in there, it's going to be difficult for me to put it in that hole. So what I'm going to do is put a hole down here at the bottom, because if I put it at the bottom, the likelihood of moisture getting inside is a lot less than if I put a hole anywhere up the top. It could potentially fill the bag up. So you put that little hole at the bottom. And I have to squeeze air out, and then the air will return once I have it inside. And what I discovered doing the other one was you want to start by putting the top in first, because you're trying to put the bottom in first and then the top. You're going to be blocking yourself from getting the bottom in. So it's best just to get the top in first. You see the new bags in there, and that'll fill up with air because the foam's going to re-expand. So that's done.